time I accidentally hurt one of my friends. When I was younger, we used to go to a babysitter after school. She used to let my older brother and all of his friends go outside and play, but I was too little, so I'd stayed inside. And I was so jealous. I just wanted to go outside and play with the big kids. Finally, the day arrived. She was gonna let me play outside with all of the older kids on the playground. She had one of those, like, jungle gym swing set type wooden deals, and I was playing on the top tower. So while I'm playing on the tower, I find this small chunk of wood, about like this big. It didn't need to be up there, so I threw it behind my head and forgot about it. That is until I heard the screaming 2 seconds later. The block had flown over the top of the tower and right into my friend's face. Into his lip, precisely? Yeah, I split his lip with a block of wood. Sorry, Joey. The block had flown over Joey. Yeah, I wasn't allowed to play outside with the big kids anymore. Moral of the story is, don't throw that block of wood that's sitting on top of the playground because you're going to hit your friend in the face and split their lip. Okay, bye. The time I lied to get out of taking a test. I was in 5th grade and I had a test on ecosystems. And I was panicking all day long. I did not study. So I went to the bathroom, faked being sick, and got sent to the nurse. Now, back in the day, if you even mentioned throwing up, automatically sent home. Like, no doubt. So they called my mom, and sure enough, I was on my way home in the car. But see, I wasn't good at faking being sick. Of course, within minutes, my mom found out, and she turned that car around so fast. She dragged my butt right back into that school and asked my teacher if I could retake the test that day. And what did my teacher say? That if I would have just come to her, she would have allowed me to take the test another day when I felt more prepared. So here I am, creating this elaborate ruse to get out of taking a test, and all I had to do was talk to my teacher. But my mom insisted that I take the test that day to learn my lesson, and I got a B. So it turns out I had nothing to worry about, but I did get in trouble for faking being sick. Moral of the story, don't come up with an elaborate ruse to get out of taking a test because you'll probably have to take it that day anyway when your mom sends you back to school. Biggest lie I've ever told. I was in 2nd grade when the 9/11 terrorist attacks happened in New York City. My parents have been talking about all the firefighters that were going up to New York to help out with the search and rescue efforts. So the next day I go to school and I tell my teacher that my uncle is a firefighter and he is going to go up to New York and help with the search and rescue efforts. So what does she do? She calls my mom. I can just picture that conversation, my mom just being horrified. So she calls my mom and asks, we want to take up a collection to send with your brother and all the other firefighters on their way up to New York. Where can we send this money? And my mom is like, oh my God, what did you say? She tells my teacher, I don't know where she got that from, but her uncle is not going up to New York. He is not going to help with search and rescue efforts. He's not even a firefighter. And let it be known, I was 7, so, like, my brain didn't know what it was saying. I thought my uncle was a firefighter. Moral of the story is, don't believe me when I tell you my uncle was a firefighter going to New York to help with 9/11.